Welcome back, guys, to the Fight Capital Media Show. Let's go. We've got a lot of things that just happened over the weekend with Strickland getting an upset win over Anthony Hernandez. What a performance from him. Absolute dominance in there. There was not one moment where I thought Hernandez looked good, really. And Hernandez has looked good for the past 6 years. You know, you could say it was an off night, but you got to give those props to Strickland. I think Strickland is much higher level than people give him credit for, and yeah, that was a great win. And now we're looking at what, a title eliminator match or a possible next fight for the middleweight title versus Khamzat Chimaev. We see he has beef between the two. The UFC has made it known now that they're an entertainment group. You know, they're not about that whole making fights that like no one cares about anymore. Now there's beef between Strickland and Khamzat. You know, Strickland saying some things about Khamzat that obviously I cannot repeat, but yeah, they're pretty bad, and that's beef, and that's, you know, good promotion for a big fight that will sell I can't say sell a lot of pay-per-views anymore because pay-per-view concept doesn't exist, but well, for Canada, you know, people have to buy that pay-per-view, so it will generate sales, of course. But no, overall, that's the fight to make. You can't make Nasruddin Imavov versus Khamzat Chimaev because both fighters have talked about how they respect each other too much because they come from the same country. I'm sorry, you have to fight. You're not supposed to like each other when you're fighting, you know. And if you do, you better put in all of your effort to beat each other, because we're seeing it too much where like people are just talking about how like, oh no, they're friends, you know, we can't face each other. I mean, Khamzat was saying that. Oh, what are you doing? You're the champ. You got to fight whoever is ready for you. Whoever is lined up in front of you, you got to fight him. Khamzat was already talking about moving up to light heavyweight, and a rumor did come out that he was going to face Yuri Prohaska via Real Kevin K. And I'm not sure if that was proven false now, because Dana White did say he would like to see him, you know, defend his title at least once before even considering a move to light heavyweight. Because what are we doing this for? What, you just get to go for double champ status instantly now? Islam Makhachev defended his title, what, four times, let's say, and then he went up to fight for the title. But he also, like, you know, absolutely decimated people. He had very good opponents lined up in front of him. He was in the hardest division possible. Khamzat Chimaev, as you go up in weight class, the divisions get easier and easier. Lightweight's the number one division. Welterweight's the number two division. You could argue for welterweight to be the number one division now because of how stacked its roster is. But then when you get to middleweight, it's good. Light heavyweight, heavyweight, the worst. So I'm just saying, defend your title in the hardest division you can be in at the moment, please, because you got guys ready for you. You know, like, dominate the guys that you have to dominate. You dominate Dricus, dominate Sean if you can, and then go up to light heavyweight, fight whoever's the champ there, defend your title there before even considering a move to heavyweight, and don't go up to light heavyweight just to move back down to middleweight. That's not how it works here. You go there, you defend your title again there, then you go up to heavyweight if you really want, or you continuously defend your title at light heavyweight. I'm sick of this. GSP defended his title 12 times, I think, or 10 times. Let's just say one or the other. Doesn't matter. It was in the double digits, and he only went for double champ status when he returned 6 years later. 6 years later. Just to say, you know, fighters are just not defending the title anymore. What is with that? Ilia Topuria, love the guy. I find he has great skill. But you defended your title once to Max Holloway, and then you tried to move up. You obviously won the title, but now you're hesitant on the title defense. He's making the title defense, not yet, but there was hesitation throughout a bit of it about maybe going to welterweight right after. No, defend your title. There's Arman Tsarukyan in that division who actually poses a threat to you. No one else. Let's be real. Justin Gaethje, not at all. He is not a threat to Ilya. That fight will end in one round. And yeah, honestly, I would just want him to defend the title to Arman Tsarukyan in that division, really, because he is the guy for you to fight. Then go and test your luck versus Islam Makhachev at welterweight, and try to go for triple champ status. I'm all for that. Just defend your title a bit more. Even a featherweight. He could have stayed for at least 2 more fights at featherweight. You gotta rack up more than one defense in your division. If your division is non-threatening at all, and it's like obvious that there's no new talent because you cleaned up all the talent on your way to the title shot, then but you didn't. You fought Josh Emmett, then you fought Volkanovski, then you beat Holloway. Those are the 2 goats of the division. But then there could be one more. I understand Volkanovski just beat Diego Lopez, but Diego Lopez was there. There's Lerone Murphy. There's Movsar Evloev. He's a very good threat. He has very good wrestling. He's like the featherweight version of, like, let's say Habib. Not comparing him to Habib, but I'm just saying wrestling wise, he's a threat. He's the grappling threat that you could have had at featherweight. See, that's better. That's a better way of wording it, because we're not comparing him to any of those legends yet. But that kind of bothered me. I just went on a little rant about that, of course, but let's talk about something else. Melquizael Costa. What a finish. What a spinning back kick. Straight to the dome. Now, you can argue a early stoppage, because it kind of was. But at the same time, he did look a bit out of it. Like a tiny bit out of it, I don't know. I would say yes, it could progress to the second round. Like, it's one of those calls that you just have to make, But it should have went to the second round, and I do think Melky would have got the job done, because he was in charge of that matchup right there. It was really good from him, and now he should get a shot within like the top 10 of the division, and I do see him finding success versus some, maybe unsuccessful versus others, but he's shown like great improvement in his career, in his UFC career, and I'm all hyped for it. Oh, damn it. Okay, on another note, Jacoby Smith, wow, what a reversal to finish the guy. And Josiah Orell is no joke. No joke. On the regional scene, he's done some great work. There's clips of him doing a flying armbar, just like Demetrius Johnson. He didn't get the finish, but still, the guy has remarkable skill. But Jacoby Smith proved that he is that guy right now coming up in that division. And that's a threat that's coming in that lightweight division that could be detrimental for any champ. He's really good. And he's showing great improvement. That's what's important when you're young like that. Showing improvement throughout your fights. And he is. Last fight, his cardio was awful. Let's be real. Versus Nico Price. What was that? What did he do? He took length out of the equation and just beat him in the first round. Nice. But overall, this event was a little You got some big, wars, like one war. But other than that, it wasn't really a good event. Geoff Neal absolutely got decimated by Uros Medic. I did not predict that at all. I thought Geoff Neal was good enough to beat Medic, but I was proven wrong. Really wrong. Like, really wrong. That guy's got power. I knew he had power, but when you think that it's just, the lower level guys that this guy's able to beat. I was wrong. Geoff Neal is a legit top 10 guy in that welterweight division, and he just proved that Medic is a top 10 guy in that division, and he is legit. So, I'm hyped for that guy's next fight. If he always goes to war, always goes to the death, always goes for the knockout, then that's a UFC star that Dana White is going to be crazy about. Hunter Campbell is going to be crazy about, because what they are interested in now? It's the finishes. And that's what they're going to get with him. Guys, I want to know, do you think Lonir Kavanaugh pulls it off next week versus Moreno? That's the question of the day. Let me know. Drop it down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.